Module 3, Assessing Risks and Benefits. How can we make informed choices about vaccination? COVID-19 is highly contagious, can cause severe illness and death, and can leave survivors with long-term health problems. If you are concerned about risks associated with vaccination, it's important to put them in context with the risks associated with contracting COVID-19. COVID-19 poses severe risks to the health and economies of Northern Ontario communities. As of November 2021, the SARS-CoV-2 virus has infected over 261 million people across the world, killing almost 5.1 million people. In Ontario, we've had over 617,000 cases so far, with over 9,990 deaths. COVID-19 is much worse than the flu. Not only is it more contagious and more deadly, it can spread easily through Northern Ontario because we have no pre-existing immunity to fend off the virus. COVID-19 is also more costly for our medical system. Patients sick with COVID-19 require intensive care in hospital at a rate more than 6 times greater than during the influenza pandemic in 2009. The vast majority of Ontarians showing symptoms for COVID-19, being hospitalized, or entering the ICU are unvaccinated. From December 2020 to November 2021, unvaccinated cases accounted for 90.9% of Ontario hospitalizations and 90.2% of Ontario deaths from COVID-19. Survival rate of COVID-19 is not our only concern. Many survivors are faced with severe long-term health impacts. Long COVID, or post-COVID-19 condition, describes a range of symptoms that survivors experience after infection with COVID-19. Researchers are still trying to understand this condition, but of the 200 plus reported health impacts, the most common symptoms include fatigue, shortness of breath, pain, difficulty sleeping, anxiety, and depression. Long COVID can impact people who had severe, mildly symptomatic, or asymptomatic infections, and it is estimated that 57,000 to 78,000 Ontarians are currently living with these symptoms. These individuals are struggling to recover, have impaired home and work life, and continue to seek treatment. So as we can see, there are serious short and long-term risks from contracting COVID-19. As long as we have a significant unvaccinated population in Northern Ontario, our physical health, mental health, economy, job security, and personal well-being will continue to be impacted. Getting vaccinated is the most effective tool to slow the spread of COVID-19. All vaccines approved in Canada are highly effective at preventing severe illness, hospitalization, and death. The approved vaccines were thoroughly safety and efficacy tested. Phase 3 clinical trials usually enroll several hundred to 3,000 people, but there were many more volunteers for the COVID-19 vaccines currently approved for use in Canada. Pfizer-BioNTech had 44,000 volunteers. Oxford AstraZeneca, over 23,000 volunteers. Moderna, 30,000 volunteers, and Johnson & Johnson, 40,000 volunteers. People all over the world have safely received these vaccines. Worldwide, more than 7.6 billion doses have been administered. And here in Ontario, more than 22 million doses have been administered. Short-term side effects to the COVID-19 vaccines are common, but not severe. And these side effects are really immune responses from our body. Our immune systems often respond to vaccination by showing that our body is working to build protection against the virus. Fever, tiredness, headaches, and pain at the injection site are common and can last a few hours or a few days. But these symptoms are mild compared to the symptoms produced by infection with COVID-19. The COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Severe side effects are possible, but are very rare. These may include allergic reactions, heart inflammation, Bell's palsy, blood clots, capillary leak syndrome, and Guillain-Barré syndrome. In Canada, as of November 2021, more than 99.99% of administered doses had no reported serious adverse effects. You can monitor weekly information about side effects on the Government of Canada vaccine portal. And you can also talk to your doctor if you have concerns. Evidence strongly suggests that these vaccines do not have long-term negative health effects. Looking at our decades-long history with other vaccines like polio, measles, mumps, rubella, influenza, we know that adverse effects tend to occur within the first 2 months of vaccination. We have been vaccinating individuals against COVID-19 for long enough to be monitoring any adverse impacts that may occur. With incredibly contagious variants circling in Northern Ontario, our communities are at risk of severe short and long-term health impacts from COVID-19. The benefits of being vaccinated are clear. Protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death, and extending protection to children and people with underlying health conditions. The sooner we can raise the vaccination rate to achieve strong community immunity in Northern Ontario, the safer our workplaces and families will be, and the sooner we can travel, camp, return to our gyms, and visit our favorite restaurants. Key points. COVID-19 is a contagious and deadly disease. It is much worse than the flu. The vast majority of hospitalizations and deaths of Ontarians from COVID-19 are among the unvaccinated. There can be serious long-term health impacts of COVID-19. The approved vaccines were thoroughly safety and efficacy tested. Short-term immune responses are common, but not severe. Severe side effects are possible, but are very rare. Evidence strongly suggests that these vaccines do not have long-term negative health effects. And the benefits of being vaccinated are clear: protection against severe illness, hospitalization, and death, and extending our protection to children and people with underlying health conditions. COVID-19 is highly contagious, can cause severe illness and death, and can leave survivors with long-term health problems. If you are concerned about risks associated with vaccination, it's important to put them in context with the risks associated with contracting COVID-19. This module was made possible through the support of the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada and a collaboration between the Centre for Research in Occupational Safety and Health and the Science Communication Program at Laurentian University.